Well. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, everyone. This is another episode of When Gnomes Attack, the only graphic novel being drawn live on YouTube, where any viewer is welcome to pitch in ideas and get credit for that. My name is Michael, and I'm a cartoonist. Back in the 80s, when I was just a teen, together with some other aspiring artists, we decided to take on the comics mainstream and replace it with our own stuff. Some 30 years later, though, that's not really that easy. We just realized that. But we're getting there. Some might say we're actually very close. And hey, at least we get some points for trying. So um, now I'm the creator of and artist of Chromosome 96, which is a crazy sci-fi epic six-issue miniseries, of which the first three issues were available a year ago on Indiegogo. Pity if you missed those, but do not despair, as next year issue 4 will launch, together with a second chance to acquire the first arc of the story by getting a paperback of those compiled first three issues. But before that, I'm currently working on another project. When Gnomes Attack is going to be kind of a balls to the wall, black and white, pulpy, raunchy, perverted, fully R-rated, one shot. Now, this is probably not the sort of book you want to put in your kids' stockings over Christmas, but this book you will have plenty of adult fun, whatever that could be. So this time around, I'm passing the art duties to the one and the only, probably the greatest Spanish artist of the current generation. So my partner in crime, which is Mr. Ibai Canales. How are you, sir?
Hola. Allow me to correct you there. I'm probably the greatest Spanish artist ever. Period.
Oh, well, there you
Just
go.
letting you know.
I am corrected. And how's the weather over there? It's windy and rainy here in London, so same
Yeah,
thing.
no, here's we're not that far away. So yeah, the weather is crappy here as well.
We go straight from summer to winter. Where's the
Yeah, no,
September mornings Neil Diamond used to sing about?
yeah,
Huh?
no. I was looking forward to October because that's probably one of October and spring, fall and spring are my favorite stations because that's how we call them in Spanish. Because you can go around just wearing a t-shirt and a jacket, and we jump right into the winter. No,
Mm,
no
that's right.
beautiful brown leaves falling, nothing. Just cold and rainy again.
That's why we got all these coronas, going around.
Oh yeah, yeah. I almost forgot about that. Thank you.
I'm here to remind you. anyway,
Damn it.
anyways, Canales will be sharing his screen while he works,
Mhm.
practically from ground up. Apart from some references I've sent him earlier on two of the titular gnomes this evening. You're okay with that?
I'm astonishingly cool with that.
Gonna do the chubby girl and the leader of the gnomes, the bearded guy. We've been wanting to do those for some time now. So, and Ibai is usually a traditional artist, but recently he's been using digital. So even some of the old veterans are turning to digital. Man, I mean, I've seen Todd McFarlane playing with his Wacom and fudging himself into the system. Some hilarious moments. I think I'm going to
Yeah,
be the last one to eventually turn to
I'm, I'm
digital.
still I'm still pretty much a pen and paper fetishist because it's for me it's a tactile experience, and I like to feel the scratching of my rotring pens and my
Yeah.
brushes against the paper. But when it comes to a good cost effectiveness, I like to go digital because in this case, it's easier for me because I don't have good lighting in my room, as you may have already noticed, and I'm running out of space to stash commissions and sketches and whatnot. So yeah, I'm
Mm.
every now and then, I go digital just for efficiency's sake.
I like the whole ritual that comes with putting pen to paper. Besides, I cannot afford the hardware, man. That's why we need a hit, a bestseller.
I'll do it just.
Now, talking about hits, yeah. Let's enough of this chit chat. It's time to start rolling out huge panel of guests we got here today. Now, today we really have a fully packed guest list. They've been waiting in the dressing room, guzzling on the champagne we served earlier on, itching to get on. So let's start with this, right? So first of all, our what I would call our guest of honor for this evening comes all the way from Brazil. He's worked for a little known label. They had a couple of hit movies lately. What's the name again? It's called starts with an M. I think it's Marvel, isn't it? So
Oh, really? I was going to say Marassers.
well, there you go. Who the hell are those? You're gonna have to tell me about that later.
You know what Brassers is?
Yeah, but
I tried to make a joke with an M, Marassers.
yeah, yes, but
But dark humor is like food in communist countries. Some people just don't get it.
Anyway, today our guest has just launched is an Indiegogo called Thomas Moria, which is kind of a Doctor Strange / Lovecraft competitor. So we're going to welcome the astonishing Stephanie Rene. There we go. Stephanie, you have to unmute yourself and say hello.
Hello, guys. Peraí.
Hello.
What
How
up?
are you?
Hello.
By the way, are you streaming from your handheld device?
My
or is that a
cell phone. Yes.
Awesome. Now,
Okay.
we're gonna share Stephanie's book here. Oh, you got that echo again coming on. So might need to do something
Everyone's
there.
speaking twice. So amazing.
Okay, now introducing the next guest closer to where I am presently located, Great Britain. We have another Marvel veteran, this time by ways of the UK. I had him on last week, by the way, for any of our usual viewers, but that stream was such a disaster that I had to bring him back on again. Well, you will always be welcome anyway to stop by. So it's the unmistakable Russ Litch.
Good evening. Thanks for having me on.
Look at this, nice and clear. Beautiful. Now, also from the UK, we have a lady this evening, Canales, for a change. Got an INDIES. Thanks God. I got this goddamn sausage fest every week. There's an INDIES self-published artist and storyteller. You must have come across her work before, but if you haven't, well, you certainly became aware now. So welcome the amazing, and I don't want to fudge the name again, Ame McLernan. Yes. Hi.
Hey,
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. How's everybody else doing?
We're doing very well, everyone. Now, she's been very patiently waiting, so thank you very much for being here. Now we go all the way to my home country, actually. I welcome someone from Portugal. This is his first time live on YouTube, as a matter of fact. So give it a really warm greeting for the super talented PM Antunes, Pedro Antunes, but he goes by PM Antunes.
Pedro, Peter, whatever is
Hello.
easier to say.
How are you?
Hi, how's everybody?
Sarah, you'll become our resident manga artist, but more of that later.
I must commend Pedro's mastery when it comes to portraying boobs. His books are amazing.
They are amazing. I'll try to share some of those here today if you have the room on the screen for that.
The physics along the physics.
Because even taking the whole screen, I don't think that's enough. So one more guest still waiting. Maybe more later on, but right now we'll head all the way to the USA now. He has another killer, and I mean killer comic hitting Indiegogo very soon. So here's the awesome Adam Lawson.
Hey guys, how you doing? It is good to be with this pack. This fine artists and creators here. So it's a little humbling. So they've all made great stuff. Some of them have even done some work for me. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, pleasure is all mine. You're in a very nice location there.
Yeah, I'm in Lake Tahoe, California, which is like this cabin retreat world, where you're in this place. I was supposed to get married this week, but because of COVID, it got canceled. So we got married a few months ago at the courthouse. And then we just came up here to take photos yesterday so that there's some memory besides just the courthourse.
Awesome.
So,
well, I mean, that's well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
looks like an awesome place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So
before we go one by one, I'm just going back to what Canales and myself were doing. The Gnomes Attack, when Gnomes Attack, which gives a topic for these streams that we do once a week, sometimes a little bit more than once a week. I mean, a little bit less than once a week. Actually, I just wanted to introduce today everyone to one of the covers of the project. So I'm just going to screen share here. Just going to make sure I have it here ready for action. There we go. So this is going to be a first off. I haven't shared the cover yet properly anywhere. And again, this is one of the covers. We should have two. One of them by Canales himself, which is going to be cool. Got this idea of making it look like a B movie, well, more like a C movie kind of poster. But this is the main cover. So, well, no, the main cover, secondary cover. So let me see where it is. There we go. Okay, I just clumsily placed the logo on top. So for everyone watching now, we got some work here done by Whiskey Paint. He's the artist behind Little Girl Little, which was quite successful on Indiegogo a year ago or a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some of our gnomes here, and tonight Canales is going to be kind of doing his version of this bearded guy here, and this chubby lady that is on by his knees. Looks very much like Drew Barrymore, doesn't she? Kind of.
I just want to say that I feel properly represented by that body type at last. At last I can see myself in a comic book. And also by there's a woman clinging to his leg. That happens to me all the time.
On a regular basis. It must be nice to be you.
At least twice a decade.
That's lovely art.
It is.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's great.
No, Whiskey Paint
it has like a very nice painterly feel.
Yeah, I like the way he's kind of soft focus a few parts of the piece, and then some other ones are quite sharp.
Yeah.
I really like the logo, man. Very 80s.
Yeah, that's what we were. That's
as someone has loved the 80s, that just screams.
Right, Pedro, it's so cool, right? It feels like back in time, and it just feel like we're gonna be up for a great riot. I mean, the fact with a gnome with a bloody shovel. I mean, I'm interested. I'm interested.
Yeah, you look at that. It could be like you find that on Blockbuster, like a horror movie that has that kind of artwork. Yeah, it looks like it.
Now, as you can see, these guys have different appliances, different utensils on their hands, and they're all supposed to be bigger than them. The actual little hardware they're wearing, they're using. So you got this. This is basically supposed to be a garden spade, the sort of spade that is lethal, not supposed to be a proper one that you dig a grave with. Although they're going to be digging a lot of graves, but it's supposed to be small. And this is a vacuum cleaner. That this big buff bear of a guy he's got in his hands.
I thought he had a hammer.
Yeah, it's a vacuum cleaner. You vacuum people inside it. There's guts there spilling out of the vacuum cleaner. So obviously the vacuum cleaner is slightly bigger than what he usually is. That's a garden shear, and again he's a little bit oversized. It would have to be a really gigantic thing. And then this guy here is supposed to be using a serving spoon for soups, one of those big shell-like things. But it actually just looks like a soup spoon. But anyway, he gets the message across. So there's going to be a lot of household kind of usage of utensils in the most way possible. So in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna just quickly jump here on the script just so that Canales can start his work, so he doesn't wait indefinitely. So, but basically, this story here, Gnomes Attack, is a horror comedy. is about a group of liberals, exuberant liberals. We have everybody in it. We have all the check, the cross-checking thing on the list of obnoxious liberals. Let's say we have the opinion piece, the left-wing journalist. We have the organic gluten-free soy-based smoothie entrepreneur. We have the pseudo-intellectual, the cougar high-maintenance Karen of the group, the uber feminist, and etc. So they're all decided to do this housewarming party, and suddenly they will become stuck in that house, fighting for their lives over a night of R-rated titillation and terror. So the enemy are the sentient garden gnomes that have just become possessed, along with everything else in the house. And the whole question is here: will they survive? Or should they survive even? Because by the end of the story, you might be on the side of the gnomes. And it depends how annoying these characters are. And we're constructing them as being really annoying. So we went through most of them, all the human characters we've done in the previous stream. So anybody coming on now, they should definitely check the previous streams where we've done them. And now we're down to the gnomes. And Canales today is going to be working on this guy here, leader of the gnomes. Points and commands, white beard, pipey in mouth. And I don't know why I call this woman tranny, but there you go. Female gnome, cute dress, high heels, slutty. Well, there you go. So you're up for a challenge, I hear. And
I have already begun the scribbling. The scribbling, the doodling has already commenced.
All right. Okay. So let's. Are you going to share that today, or?
I'm already sharing. I'm already sharing, but I cannot guarantee the quality of the sharing. So it may look choppy or episodic, so to speak. But I have a.
I know. Well, this is clearly the moment that I say let's leave Canales in the background, because right now it's just really what it is a background. We know sometimes he goes black, sometimes he goes white, but eventually you'll get there, and eventually you'll see his work in all its glory. And I'm just going to go now from one by one on our guests, and just talk about their projects. So got here. First of all, I wanted to speak with Stefani. I'm going to share your work, man, okay? So I'm going to just... Here we go. Now, I hope everybody's seeing this.
This is very exciting, Stefani. This is very exciting, this one.
Okay, so you'll see this thing here in pounds on your side. Okay, so probably seeing in thing here in pounds. Your side probably seeing in. Stephanie, you need to lower the sound there on your side, so I don't. So there's no echo. You need to lower the sound. So there's no echo. Okay, so Thomas Moria, Wizard for Hire. These just came out today, man. It just started today, right? Now it would be great if this gets funded tonight.
Wow. Yeah, 36% the first day. Fantastic.
Yeah, just been on since this morning.
I think a lot of people have been really excited about this. Stephanie's been previewing a lot of this art. It's it's really epic.
Now, I just, because there's a lot of guests today, I just quickly go here over the campaign, okay? And then I'll just share a little bit of work from the campaign and have Stephanie talk a little bit about it. So we got a single graphic novel. So you get it for $25, and you got 2 copies, and you got a copy and a poster, chosen poster of one of your pages, right? And this is a signed version with a poster as well. Double pack, 2 books and 2 posters. And what is this? The client. Oh, you can be a character in the book. Okay, cool. I actually prefer to share the work here. All right, here we go. Stefan, you there? Can you hear us? I think he had to mute himself. Let me just
Yes.
Oh, it's because of your. Yeah. Okay, cool, man. Okay, it's just a question of speakers, I think, or maybe the sound coming from your headphones.
I really don't know if it is my cell phone, my speakers. I don't know.
So I'll just share the pictures and you talk over it. Okay?
Posso falar em português?
Well, it'd be better if you speak in English, because otherwise I have to translate all the time, and that's going to be a bit. But you see what you can do.
Não,
and then
eu
I
acho
feel
que...
regret.
Eu acho que, então, porque o meu inglês é muito ruim, cara. Então, acho que não seria bom eu tentar falar.
Okay, that's fine. I'll translate for you.
I can help if you need.
Okay.
I can help.
Okay, so you've done some work for Marvel, right?
Sim, eu trabalhei como colorista, fazendo alguns trabalhos para Star Wars. Acho que umas 5 ou 6 edições. Fiz uma revista do Deadpool.
Okay. So Stephanie has done a few books from Marvel, a couple of small series. And so what's the idea behind this book, man?
O Thomas Mora é um feiticeiro, né, um mago, é do Doutor Estranho, mas o foco mesmo que eu queria contar a história deles seria a experiência de como o ser humano pode querer fazer mal ao outro em busca de poder, né? Poder para recuperar a esposa dele. Então, como ele ainda é um mago iniciante, ele precisa alcançar poder para poder recuperar a alma dela.
Okay, so this story sounds very much like a version of Dante's Inferno, where a wizard has to go and save his wife, basically, from the devil himself, isn't it? And are you offering a black and white version of this together with the color one?
Não, vai ser tudo colorido.
Okay, so no black and white version. That would be cool, man, because I'm loving these lines, you know. How long you worked on this for, man? How long you been working on this book?
Já fazem 6 meses que eu estou trabalhando direto nesse livro.
6 months, okay. This is all very cool, man.
Thank you.
I know there's a little bit of delay there between my voice and it's definitely hearing us. I'm just trying to zoom in here on the work. That's some really creepy stuff in this book. The lines are pretty awesome. This is some of your old work, Marvel, right?
Sim, pro Deadpool.
What is it again?
Essa é uma edição do Deadpool, se eu não me engano.
Oh, Deadpool, right? Okay, I like this. There's a rat here inside a bottle. There's still the mark in the floor, the dead body. And I dig this picture here. The alley behind the closed down Chinese restaurant. Comic-Con. Rats. Rat house. Passed out oboe. See? Got a little. That's Mephisto there, and that's a crime scene there. I usually don't share work from Marvel, but you've done solo. You've done the art here, or just
Somente as cores nesse trabalho.
all right, just the colors. Okay. This is cool as well. This is just colors as well, yeah. This is your lines.
Sim.
I just ended up having this here together with some of your pages. This is from European books, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, back to Thomas More. Cool. So this is the first of a series of issues. This is 48 pages. This one alone, right?
Eu estou planejando 12 edições para contar a história dele.
Wow, 12 issues. Awesome.
12 issues. Wow.
Okay, well, there you go. For each one of the guests, I will leave. You better mute yourself now, Stephanie, so I don't hear the echo.
Ok.
Sorry about that. Now, for every one of the guests, I will leave the link to their either page funding Indiegogo campaign or their pre-campaign page under the video, under the stream. I'm gonna go here to the Kill Journal. So, Adam, you there?
Yes, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Let me see if I pressed that thing correctly. Let me just stop sharing here for a second. Make sure that I.
This is looking really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
it's
really
a
like the
banger.
look of this.
Yes, and Pedro has done some cool commissions in this world. It's a horror graphic novel, and I love horror tales, and I love them in graphic novel form. And it's about what happens after the horror movie ends, right? After Jason or Freddy, whoever our slasher or killer, we call them revenants in our world, kills everyone, and there's a few leftover people, and their lives have been destroyed and they're in shambles. Then what? Right after you've experienced that much trauma and there's that much of a body count around you, how do you refind life, especially after friends or family or children have been killed? And so this tale is about those survivors who have been attacked by a revenant, their loved ones slaughtered, and the only way they can pick back up the pieces of their broken life is to pick up baseball bats and chainsaws and go after these revenants who have taken everything from them, right? Revenge is their becomes their way. And there is this half-mad preacher named St. George who recruits all these misfits and broken people, and he has like these support group meetings, and the ones that he feels promising, he pulls them into his group called the Survivors Club, and then they track down and hunt these revenants. But revenants are tricky things, right? They can't just be killed by a gun to the head or running them over with a truck. You actually have to find out what happened to them and how they were made and build a specific ritual to kill them. But I'll let you, Lewis, I'll let you play the video there. And if you're having problems, I can screen share on my side if it's not working.
Yeah, I think I got it. So let's
cool.
just watch it for a little bit. I actually love this trailer.
My name is Sydney Valentine, and I'm a survivor. A revenant slaughtered everyone I love, including my daughter. They're evil spirits, back from the dead who wield machetes and tire irons, and a bullet to the head won't stop them. After one butchered his congregation, St. George claims God called him to hunt the revenants, and he's recruiting survivors to join him. Most won't make it out alive, but at least they're taking a stand. God has his book of life, and St. George has his kill journal.
That's cool.
I particularly like this, man, because actually he's cool. He goes straight to the point, you know. He's a nice little trailer, you know. So let me just just show some pictures while you talk more about it.
Right. So if you see that little second picture to your right, you'll see is that was a great one. If you blow up that first one there, that's kind of the whole Brat Pack, if you will, and the guy in the center there with the beard, he's our St. George. He's our half mad preacher who has turned his church into this training ground, and the characters around him are our core group that goes on these hunts, and you can see in the background there the guy with the shotgun bandoliera with he's a Creole guy who grew up hunting alligators in the swamps, and he was involved with a voodoo cult. It's a secret he keeps that will come to haunt him and the whole group. And so he's somebody that St. George pulled out of a swamp. Somebody tied a metal weight to his neck and thrown him in, and he's been pulled out of the swamp and given this second shot at getting revenge here. And then the teenager there with the knife and the red hoodie, he grew up on the Mexican border, U.S.-Mexico border, and grew up in these dog fighting pits. And one day a dog didn't show, so his dad threw him in the pit, and he killed the dog. And after that, he lived with the dogs and trained with the dogs. And then a revenant came in called Mr. Crispy, and who lit the whole dog fighting pit on fire and killed his father. And he escaped. And so he's kind of like the scrawniest of the group, but the deadliest, right? He kind of functions like the dog in the group. He protects the pack. But his problem is that he's afraid he's going to come back as a revenant. And he even steals one of the revenant masks and keeps it hidden in the yard, and he digs it up from time to time. And he's got, debating what, he's struggling with the monster inside him. And then in the center there with the headphones and the badass hair that looks like it could be in Amy's book, that's Marty, and her dad was a chemist who lost his job and started building bombs for people, and she was his assistant. And then one day, his dad met a girl, and Marty felt jealous and like she was losing all the attention, so she enacted this urban myth that she thought just out of anger, childhood anger, and then it turned into this revenant coming and taking out her father. And so she joined the club and is kind of torn with her self-hatred and therefore hating the world. And she's trying to grow up, but not anybody to tell her how. And on the right is Sydney, and she's our kind of our point of view character that leads us into the club. She's the newest one, but then she kind of becomes somewhat of our leader. There she is in the center. If you go back to that one image before, right here, this is Sydney. These are a bunch of fun
right here.
This
I'm in love with her already.
Yes. She's maybe she comes in the most timid, but has the biggest transformation, right? That doesn't know if she's going to do this. She's scared of it. And then she becomes kind of like the sergeant on the ground with the club. And her daughter was killed by a revenant, and she's hunting that particular revenant, the one who got her daughter. And so that's her overall story while they're dealing with these other revenants in the mix. And there's kind of a 3 of our forecast. This is some cool art, initial concept art I had done by this amazing French artist who goes by Tauntaun Revolver. And then I've had lots of fun commissions happen. Pedro's even done a few that were just so rad of both Sydney and Marty. In fact, I'm gonna try and find them while we're talking. So in our tale, though, they're hunting these revenants. They need to reenact these rituals, and to bring it back to like horror movie world. With Jason in Friday the 13th, you can't just kill him. You have to go back to Camp Crystal Lake, right, where he was made. And so each of these revenants that they're hunting has somewhat of a sad story. They were usually someone who was abused in life and became this monster. And so they've got to figure out how that all happened. This is really cool. This is one of our covers. This is issue 4 cover. The lines of it. It's still to be colored. But this is Jason Kreger, who did a book called The Darkness and one called Evangeline for the Top Cow back in the day. And you can see his lines are highly detailed and dramatic. This is one of my favorites. This is Brecken fighting a revenant. Our revenant goes by Dylan, and he's losing, right? And that mask that he's kind of tearing at is something that's in the campaign. You can get the mask. You can buy one, and also anybody who backs the campaign day 1 will be entered into a drawing, and you'll get one. You can win it, and it's a movie quality replica mask that is awesome, and it's something that is like a fiberglass resin. It's something that not only scares viruses but also people, and is a cool thing. And with our book, I think I've got one of Pedro's images right here. I think which might be kind of fun to show. If you don't mind, if I do a share screen. Okay,
I'll do that for you. I just wanted to ask you something before we go there, actually. One thing, just because obviously you don't have a campaign page now yet, you just have the pre-campaign page. So we're talking about just one issue at the moment, but you mentioned there that's one of your covers, issue 4. So how many issues you got planned for this?
Oh yeah, so the way this works out, this is it's an 88-page graphic novel.
Yes.
And there's 24 more pages that we're hoping to unlock during the campaign. So all in, it'll be 112 pages. It's a leather bound, and it's a leather bound edition. So it looks like the kill journal that the priest St. George keeps in the book. Like he's keeping a record of all their kills, and he keeps it in a book called the Kill Journal, and that's exactly what the graphic novel, the outside of it, looks like. It matches the one in the comic book.
Actually, I have a picture of that here. Actually,
yeah, bring that up.
There you go.
There it is.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. And
That's really sweet.
Russ, I mean, if you're there, remember I was mentioning about the hardbound the other day about your book, which we'll share soon. And this is what I was thinking. This is what I think. Any book around 80, 100 pages. Wow, this is what any comic deserves. This is amazing. This is pretty cool. So you guys are doing the hardbound.
If I get up to 30K, I'll add it in.
That's it. 30K. That's the next campaign goal.
Yeah, see, that with that hardcover, I wanted to create something that felt like when you touched it, you felt connected to the world, right? That was special to that. And in the cover on the front and back, there are symbols etched into it, which actually are in the story as well and relate to different plot points in the story. So there's kind of some fun things to discover in the design of the cover that relates into the book.
Do you want to share something there on your side as well, you said?
Yeah. I'm just going to share this just for fun, just so everyone can see it here. This is I can show you. I can just show you one of Pedro's commissions that was really fun. It's popping up there.
Just want to see boobs.
Yeah, there it is. So this,
are there boobs involved somehow?
Unfortunately, Pedro, not exactly for this one, but this is one of I'm kind of a fan favorite. And this is, Pedro's take on Sydney taking her spiked bat to one of the Revenant's heads in his way that he can make action look erotic. And but it's I just wanted to throw that out to show because it's such a cool commission, and that's one thing I love to do when doing a campaign is to commission lots of artists to contribute so that your characters and world don't just exist with your one artist, even though they're really important, your main artists, but the characters, it's fun to explore them through other art. And in the Kill Journal, there are 4 dossier stories. They're these essentially St. George, our crazy priest, which maybe, I think you've got a picture of him that's pretty rad by Tauntaun. And it's the purpose of in the back of these dossier stories, there's these 6-page mini stories that kind of give the origin of each one of our main heroes, the night they were attacked. Because I always feel like in stories, I don't love it when we like just dive into constant origins. Hence Birds of Prey movie, where it was just endless origins, and it's just not very fun. But so that you can have the 88-page story, and then there's these 4 mini stories about the main characters in the end. And they and this is a cool thing here. This is the week 1 print. I'll talk about that just one sec. But so these little stories are all done by different artists, different colorists, and different writers. So it's a chance to kind of see the world through not just my eyes and Jason Kreger, my main artist, but through different artists and writers. But if you go back to that pink print there, Louis, if you don't mind, this is so this is by Preston Acevedo, did this artwork, and Mike Spicer, who is one of my favorite colorists ever, colored it. And so it's called Rise of the Revenants, and it's a print it'll be a free print for anyone who backs week 1. After that, it'll go away. But it'll be a breathtaking, awesome laminate print that is a cool addition to your leather-bound book.
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring that up as well. I did notice you saying that there is supporting stories like an appendix in the end of the book by 4 different artists. That's a neat idea, you know. And again, the hardbound really makes it really special. So this gives me a little bit of the Simon Beasley kind of. Is this your main artist as well, or is this one of the supporting?
So this was an artist that we were working with initially early on, but just due to some scheduling issues, they kind of had fallen out. So we've had some tricky pathways. Just as you know, an 88-page commitment is a lot.
I know.
That's just the hard part. And its artists are wonderful. And anyways, that's just how it was. But all these line art ones are Jason Kreger, who also has an amazing book called Hammer on Indiegogo. So I'll pump his book. It's a rad Nordic tale. And this is done by Leo Kuhn, a really cool Japanese artist. But that's our St. George there in brown with the gun. I loved this idea of a preacher who was the tough guy, right? Like that it was the priest who became a badass, who was like wading into the trenches. And it also gives us, that as they're hunting these revenants, there's also the bigger question of what's creating them, right? Why do they come back? Is there a through line to all of them? And that's what he's silently trying to track, is what's the bigger mystery. So get in on it. It goes live this Tuesday, the campaign. You can jump in on the pre-launch right now and get signed up, and you're going to get these cool exclusive high-res art images that are just released to people on pre-launch. And get on in, and I'll pass the time over to other people who also have great books to share. But that's the Kill Journal. Yeah,
cool. I mean, actually, I didn't notice it was coming out this soon. So great thing you came around on time. We're just passing on to Canales here. That as you can see, there was a flash share of the picture that does, but he's such a brilliant artist that he draws in the darkness. Look at this. Look at this. And then doing lines over a dartboard, and somehow in the end, just by magic, you see what he's done. Amazing, huh? Now let's bring on I'm Emma McLernan, which she's been here patiently waiting to
I refreshed the screen. I don't know if that did anything. No, I didn't do anything, right?
No, you've done something, but we can't see it.
Yeah, amazing. I'm just gonna get out of Photoshop, try to get him back and see what happens.
That's fine. Now, one thing I noticed in a lot of streams is that when we have quite a few people in this thing, it's very difficult to see who's actually speaking, because you're gonna only see if you know the avatars by heart, or if you're very closely paying attention to the screen, and then you see the orb around the avatar, kind of the circle, kind of expanding every time we speak. But one thing that I noticed is that obviously it is difficult, so I like to do this. Uh, kind of pop the person up much better, so everyone knows exactly who's gonna have center stage now. So, hey man, you're okay?
Yeah, all good.
Okay. So thanks for waiting. We had to do Stephanie first, because his time was short, and obviously he actually writes quite well the English, but his conversational English isn't that great. And obviously he had a bit of trouble with his sound today. So, but you were second in line. It's just that I guess things scrambled here. So let me just bring up the work that you've done. I really like it. So let me just see if I have so much stuff open here today that I want to make sure I have the right thing open.
It looks rad, Amy. This art looks so cool. That picture, the girl with all of the syringes.
Oh yeah.
And that's yeah. Is that you in your nightlife look?
You mean this one?
It's some random fragment of my psyche, I guess.
Very good.
Yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah, you've been around for a bit. I understand this is something you have planned to launch, as it says here, soon. And this seems to be an issue too. I do have your pre-campaign page open. I just want to go through the few pictures I have here from your work, and just let you talk over it, just to explain exactly a little bit more about you actually. What's your background in art, and then what you've done before, probably just mostly this comic, what the story is about, and what should we expect in this issue too, and then I'll go to your pre-campaign page and we'll have a look at that.
Okay. Yeah. So I've not really got any like professional background in art or anything. I've just kind of been doing comics sort of as a passion thing. Always on the side of my main job, and which is kind of frustrating sometimes because it's hard to find the time to work on it. But then I went and did animation as my degree. So I finished that last year, and I actually did the first issue of Reality Hackers as my final project, because I realized I didn't really want to be an animator. I just wanted to draw comics. So I did a Kickstarter for that last year, for the first issue. And yeah, I've just been thinking about what I'm going to do for the second issue since then. And I've been working on the script and working on the pages. And I was supposed to launch the Indiegogo for this one in August, but life got a bit crazy for a while. So I'm planning to launch it in 2 weeks. So yeah.
Awesome.
So the story it's set in the sort of near future world where basically an artificial intelligence has taken over. This artificial intelligence is created by humans, and sort of like a secret society of humans that want to see the material world sort of broken apart and destroyed, because they believe that everything is pure information. So it's kind of like there's been a revolution in thought, and there's a worship of pure information. So it's
cool.
kind of influenced by Gnostic philosophy, and also transhumanist ideas. So these people who kind of want us to be plugged into the, the virtual world and all of that, and upload our consciousness and all of that. But while doing that, they have sort of just eschewed the material world and also the soul and the sort of natural abilities of human beings. So basically, it's about society that's kind of oppressed by this artificial intelligence, and this group of characters that are kind of outliers. So they are kind of immune to the things that the artificial intelligence uses to suppress everybody, and they go and just they try to hack into the system basically and they want to free humanity, but it's just about their struggle to do that. So yeah, it's kind of just about their story and how they're kind of being human in this really inhuman world. Yeah, and the reality hacking is sort of a reference to them trying to find their spirituality, which the artificial intelligence has really suppressed within all humans.
That's cool.
It's really awesome lines, man. I mean, this is where Indies Comics is at. You know, this is something that I'm loving the text, man. This is really good stuff. I mean,
thank you.
This is very
fun.
punk. That's what I would say. Very punk. Having sort of been there, being a bit older, and having experiencing 2000 AD, especially the first time round. This is very punk.
This is highbrow punk. Look at this choice of shots, man.
I was going to say that it reminds me of 2000 AD as well. It also, I don't know if you may know who Jean-Luc Meisel is. He's planning his first campaign, and he has a pretty similar style. So I'm assuming that you read the same comic books as kids.
Oh yeah, maybe. I'm not. I don't know who that is, but yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, kind of a bit reminiscent of that. Yeah, I mean, but whatever the concept is behind it, what you were describing, it's just that your text, your prose, he pulls a guy in. It's no longer about after that you obviously you're going to discuss your idea and all that. I love transhumanism is actually something I sometimes approach in my own sci-fi narratives, but. The marriage here between your lines and your text, it just is great, man. He puts the guy straight away into the vibe. It's like I think a Blade Runner the movie does. He pulls you in and you stay there for 2 hours. And I'm loving it, man. It's beautiful. It's really good stuff. What else can I say? It's obviously he's raw, he's R-rated, but I love it. This is what we can do in the indies that the mainstream can too. I mean, they sometimes they do a couple of offshot series and they kind of dabble a little bit in this, but you can only find this stuff in radical labels. And do you want to share anything else on your side that is not this? Because I'll salivate over anything you have to show us.
Yeah, I can show a few things.
Let me just stop sharing this one here.
Yeah, I love that story, Amy. That's a nice idea.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to develop it a lot more and do more character development and everything. I do have many text documents of just random ideas that I've written, and it's just trying to piece everything together and make it all make sense, I guess.
By the way, while you look for your things, let me share your pre-campaign page. Actually, here we go. Reality Hackers 2. So that art is for this. It's called Reality Hackers. It's your second issue, right? You said last year you've done the first issue.
Yeah.
This is all done by you, writing, art, and colors, right?
Yeah.
And let's scroll down here. Just got your same two art pieces here, and it says 28 pages and censored full color. There you go. That's all you need to know. And when are you planning to? And I never read dates. I just get hooked on the art, and I just look at the title. That's the only two things I care and I memorize. And I never actually look at what you guys actually say here. Is there a date coming for this? You know exactly when you're launching the campaign?
Yeah, I decided on a date. It will be the 18th of October. So
nice.
Oh, okay. So again, it's within a couple of weeks. That's perfect. So good thing you're all here at the right time, either with the campaign on or coming very, very soon, just like I was hoping you would. And you're gonna have an actual choice to have the printed copies of issue 1. So that's awesome. You include issue 1 for the guys that missed it.
Yeah, I can also show a few pages from that now as well. I've got
that would be cool. Let me actually go back to your screen. I'll maximize that if you want, whenever you're ready. In the meanwhile, while you look for that, just give us a heads up when you're actually ready and good to
I
go.
think it should be ready now, I think.
Let me see. Oh yeah, Sorry. Yeah, it's next to your this thing. Yeah, StreamYard. There we go.
Okay.
Give you full stage. There you go.
So I've started work on a cover design, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use this, because I might try and, if I get enough money from the campaign, I might try and get another artist to do the cover design. Because I had Carlo Rowe did the cover for the last one, and it was really awesome. So it might be cool to get something like that again. But this is unfinished. I need to finish the background and like the title and stuff, and it's just a kind of mock-up of the imprint there.
Actually, I got a. You mentioned Carl Rowe. We used to have him back here in this channel a long time ago, before he was launching his book. And again, I brought him in exactly because of that. Very young guy, great vision.
He's
storytelling.
Too young for how good he is.
I know, man. It's unfair, man. We old bastards like us, like trying every day to do sketches after sketches and fumbling the whole thing. And here comes Carl Rowe. Bow.
Yeah.
He has this dashing Irish accent that the ladies Spanish.
Damn annoying, man.
It's
like a home run, isn't it?
Yeah, I sort of met him by accident at a Comic-Con in Dublin, actually. And yeah, saw the cover for Deathsworn and thought that is so cool, and that's like so 80s as well. I love it. So, yeah.
I mean, he was one of the reasons I brought him here was exactly because he's got the same vibe as your art, your book. Not the same kind of lines, but it's got that vibe, man. He kind of, you can see he comes from a particular place. He knows exactly where his focus is, and he hits it right in the middle of the nail. But carry on anyway.
Okay, so that's just the promo pic again. So yeah, this is like one of the main characters, and she is sort of an experiment. So she's basically part of Project Delta, which is one of the research projects by this sort of artificial intelligence, where they're trying to understand the sort of human spiritual abilities, because they're obviously an artificial intelligence. They don't really have that, and they don't understand it. So they want to understand it, and they basically just have like human guinea pigs. And they put this device in her brain, which basically milks the DMT from her brain. So that's what's in the syringes. It's DMT that she can basically milk from her own pineal gland.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So she
amazing. Someone's
hardcore, man.
I'm working her noggin there. I like it.
So she kind of like escapes from that and learns how to hack the device and use it for her own abilities, and kind of starts on this crazy hedonistic psychedelic journey. And it's not necessarily supposed to be glorifying drug use or anything, which it might look like from this picture, but it kind of explores the good and the bad side of that whole world, I guess. And she goes through a lot of psychological transitions and things like that. So yeah, this is just.
And is that? Did you draw that, Amy? Is that your that promo image? Is that your art?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So yeah,
you want to share some pages from issue 1? You were saying?
Yeah. So yeah, these are the full color pages that I wanted to show, because I haven't actually done any of the colors for the second issue yet. So yeah, so this is.
You want to zoom in on that a little bit, just so
yeah, sure.
I know it's a pain in the butt, but until we get
cool.
That's dope, man. That looks totally 2000 AD.
Yeah, excellent.
I'm still kind of like experimenting with merging these sort of photo like code and things in, which I'm not sure if I like it. Like I would rather I just drew everything, so I might try and avoid that with the next one. But I guess it.
If it was good enough for Steranko, I think it's good enough.
You got
for
both
us.
an inner narrative and an outer narrative, right? You got both the POV of kind of the cybernetic world, and then whatever the POV is for us of the outside
Yeah.
world, I guess, and that's
Yeah.
cool. The sexualization of that is always cool.
Well, yeah, actually, this page where she is sort of in the virtual world. So this is kind of like her space that she's created within that world, where she goes to get a vision of what's going on, and where she kind of goes to like hack into different systems and stuff. Zoom out.
How many pages was the first issue? 28, 24, 28 pages as well?
It was 22, but I'm going to do 28 for the second one.
Okay. So how long is this series going to be? What do you got plans?
Well, I kind of have a lot of plans that might change, but I originally wrote a script for 24 issues about 6 years ago.
Wow.
But a lot has kind of changed since then, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use that, or I might just rewrite a lot of it. But for this part of the story, it's 3 issues for this kind of beginning of the story. But then I do want to, continue with that and do more with it after that. So I have a lot of ideas that I want to try and explore with it. So
that's awesome composition right there, guys. Look at that. I like zoom in on that. So you start from the digital world and then slowly, like this side swiping of the panel of the real world starts coming in, isn't it? That's
I haven't seen, and I'm not trying to play nice guy here, but I haven't seen anything that good in a mainstream comic book in years. Which is one of the reasons why I stopped buying mainstream comic books.
We know that.
Amy, that is a really, really cool transition.
Right?
That's really cool.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. I like doing this page. It was fun.
Everything about that is well done. It's not just the side swipes. Look at the canals between each of the panels as well. There's gutters. The gutters. Yeah, there's just something right about that page.
And the emotion on her face.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's always very important to use put a good gutter to use. Like you can tell a lot with time just by spacing out the gutters properly. Like you're widening the gutters here. And it's something I like to play with, but there's always that thin red line, isn't it? That is the artist doing something for the sake of the story, and the reader feels it and goes unnoticed, or the artist just doing it for a stylistic choice that kind of pops too much, and then he's just like he's usually criticized as just trying to be smart, with the art, because the reader is gonna notice. But if he's in the right place at the right time, wow, he's a great tool, and. You got anything else, man? Come on, more. We want more. There you go. Another one.
These pages are great. Wow.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I like doing the whole sort of overlaying panels on a bigger panel, but I mean, I just feel like maybe this clashes a little bit too much. I'm still trying to get my coloring down. But yeah, this was fun as well.
Nah, it's not too much. It's perfect. Zoom in on it. That's good stuff. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
So yeah, this is the artificial intelligence sort of multiplies, and it's almost like a virus type thing, I guess. I think when they first invented it, it's just like the single sort of point of consciousness, and then it begins sort of self-replicating and just spreads through the cities.
Is that shape there? It looks like a book binding, like the spine of a book. Is that was that on purpose? Or is just a coincidence? It looks like
with the building.
Yeah, it's just probably something I'm noticing. So
no, it wasn't on purpose.
All right, okay. I thought it probably was a subjective kind of thing, like trying to do the spine of a book.
That's cool.
But that's something
You can see whatever you want in it.
Exactly. That's
cool.
that's the beauty of it. So there you go. Obviously, I'm gonna put my shroom now to the side. My trip is getting a bit out of hand. There you go, Pedro. You were talking about reading from right to left.
Wow.
We're getting into that. We're getting into that now. Look at that. That's crazy, man.
It's
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so this is so she basically, she's just been in that virtual world, and then she comes out of it, and then she puts the device away. I was actually originally planning to make animated versions of these pages and sort of show the device going back into her head, but I didn't get to that. So, but
Anybody, what way you're planning on doing an actual film of this, a movie?
An
animation
no,
of it?
well, when I was because I was sort of doing this during my animation degree, I was thinking of ways that I could maybe combine it with animation. So I was thinking of maybe doing like a web version which had animated bits in the pages or that kind of thing, or like some kind of interactive comic. What's that one? It's like that Neon Wasteland one that was out a year or two ago, which you basically get the printed comic, and when you scan it, the guy basically designed an app, and when you scan the comic, you see all the animation on the pages. But that was a lot of work, so I ended up not doing that. But maybe something for future though would be cool.
I've seen something like that, but I think it was with the UV light or something. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was that. Maybe you had to scan the comic and then it would show you something else that was there, but you couldn't see it with just a naked eye. Yeah, but I remember one that was I think it was a UV light kind of thing.
It might be that
invisible ink, something like that. Anyway, I'm just gonna pull you out from. Oh yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah,
this is all from issue 1. So again, issue 2, you only have a couple of pages, and you're going to be launching now soon. How long is it going to take you for you to finish issue 2? Just out of curiosity.
I'm hoping to get it done by March next year. So yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
it's going to be roughly your delivery date around spring next year. Okay, cool. Man. I mean, we talk about campaigns and stuff like that, and like. Obviously we're plugging our product, for anyone coming in and see, but mainly I just want to share the art and just talk about it, it's just without the pressure of the project itself, but obviously in the end you have a product, and we only get to appreciate it completely when it's actually printed in our hands. In the meanwhile, I gotta share Canales. Here we go. From Amy Cybernetic World, we come to Canales' version of my gnome leader.
I know it's not as cool, but I'm doing what I can. See, I can't
buff as heck, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've been influenced by that cover, so no, I can picture the gnomes not being buff.
I see. But he's seriously buff. This guy, look, he's running.
I would say that he's menacingly advancing towards his prey.
Passively aggressively advancing.
Look at those black beady eyes. His death written all over them.
Now I'm gonna ask you to zoom in on this a little bit so we can see the details here. You've already gray shaded him. That's lovely.
Yeah, I don't even know what I used to open it. Let me try another application. I'm on fire. I'm on fire today.
You are on fire. In the meanwhile, let me share Pedro work. Now Pedro here is a little bit more complex what I have here from Pedro, because Pedro is got a great art style, but on and off throughout the years, and I've been seeing his work for quite some time. You have been trying to complete a book. Is that right? I mean, now you tell me your story, and I'm going to share your work, yeah? But, I know the best of you. I probably have it here. You've sent it to me, but my laptop is running so slow at the moment that your files are taking a little bit of time to open. But you have some killer pages, man. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm not number one fan of manga, but I know my manga ish, and I got my guys, I got my favorites, but in terms of what you do, I dig it a lot. I dig it as these kind of This is very much Tokyo-ish kind of. I think there's kind of an undercurrent in the culture there. There's a lot of these mangas that is about the individual perception of the society, and the isolation of the condition of the human being in such a big sprawling metropolis as Tokyo. And are quite humane, these stories, these particular kind of mangas, which again they probably have a name, but I don't know. You're the expert on it. But let me just start sharing your work, because people are hearing me talking about this and they have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So again, I just randomly opened a few of your pages, man, and I apologize. This was a later edition, so I don't really.
It's okay. Sorry, I don't have them scanned.
Well, some of them. Yeah, true. Some of them are just pics, isn't it? But you got some scans here. And again, I just opened these ones and I kept these ones on screen because they're the ones I remember watching before. So, but just, again, tell us a bit more about what you've been doing all these years and why you come to do this and what's the plan.
All right. The plan is the worst part. I don't have a plan. I'm like the Joker. I'm not a guy with a plan. I'm trying. I know the story from start to finish, and I'm just putting it out there every time I have
wait a second. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah? The plan is world conquering, yeah, for all of us.
Yeah.
But beyond that, go
on. Yes, world domination always. That's the plan. I'm just trying to get the story out that I have burned in my head. You know when you have the story from start to finish, and every beat, it just comes to you, and every beat is gonna of the story, and I'm trying to just pull it out by drawing. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time because I have a full-time job that I need to pay the bills. But yeah, it's a story. It's called. It's called There's No Kill Like Overkill. It's about this guy. Is the main character doesn't have a name yet. That's the thing that I'm struggling, because he's gonna have a superhero name, because that's kind of a plot point. The superhero name is the first and the last name have the same letter. Like Peter Parker, Bruce Banner. He's gonna have something like that, because his mother wanted him to have a good life, wanted him to be a superhero. His mother was a fan of those kinds of things. He lives 5 minutes into the future. He's not that cyberpunk. He's not very into the future. He's just like 2100, maybe something like that. The world, it's shit. It's a really shitty world, basically, and he lost his mother. He's an orphan. He lost his mother to drugs. His mother had an overdose because she couldn't cope, because she lived in the world before it all went to hell. So those are the most affected. His mother died, and he was taken in by this older gentleman. I can't reveal much about him, but he trains him to be an assassin. He has a little organization, trains him to be an assassin. His first hit when he was around 11, 12 was the drug dealer that created the drug that she was a woman. She knew was bad, and she sold it. So he went and killed her, and now he just kills bad people. He's doing, I think he has an actual name, extrajudicial kills. He kills drug dealers, mobsters, just whatever, bad people, and that's his job. He's just a teenager. He's 18 or 17, 18. He's in school, even though he's technically a genius, because he took drugs to make him really smart and to make him really strong. You don't have a few pages of that, but he's ripped under that hoodie. That's why he wears a hoodie, because he tries to hide how ripped it is for a 17-year-old. All drugs. It's his adopted father gave him to make him smart and to make him really smart and really fast and really strong. The problem is if he stops taking them, he gets dumb, like really dumb. The problem is it's kind of a leash, you know. You have to keep working for me, because if you stop taking the drugs, you're gonna be like drooling. That's that's what happens if you stop working for me. I stop giving you the drugs and you drool. And it's a lonely guy. He's depressed because I try to show the what it takes to be an assassin, even if you kill bad people, even if your job is to kill really really bad people. The first actual hit that I show in the book, it's of a guy that has a taste for young kids, like really really young, like I don't even want to say it. It's
basically a Hollywood producer.
No, no, he's a leader of a really important child trafficking ring, and he likes them. Let's say, have you one of you watched a Serbian movie?
Yes,
or a Serbian film? Yeah, have you watched that? Do you know the scene I'm talking about? That
yeah, I
that,
do.
You know the scene I'm talking about? Yeah, that's the kind of thing that and he kills them with a sniper shot that I'm drawing right now. I can't, unfortunately. I don't. It's still very rough pencils, but he kills him with a sniper shot. He takes the opportunity. He's really smart. He's like the kind of assassin that he doesn't do a hit job exactly the same twice. Yeah, sometimes he makes him look like accidents. Other times he makes him look like an actual assassin. Sometimes he makes it look like gang kills. He's really clever like that. And this time he shoots him next to a politician, so everybody thinks that it was an accident, that he missed. There you was. That's the best thing. If you want people to not focus on your kill, try to kill him next to a really important person, and everybody's gonna think it was a.
I think that's a plot point in the first Jack Reacher movie, right? There's a Jack Reacher, the one with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, he kills several people
movie,
to mask the one kill.
Yeah, it's actually but it's masked as a
yeah,
kill.
He masks the kill by looking like it's a sniper that lost his mind. Yeah, but he kills him next to the politician, and he shoots and misses on purpose twice as the politician is running away, like he actually missed. And then he blows up a car, and the police is like, "Are you telling me that the guy that took like a shot from a kilometer away would miss? Are you saying that all this preparation and you would miss?" But basically, he falls in love with weirdly by his adopted sister, because the guy that adopted him also adopted a girl that she's a crazy. She's name is Sarah. She's half Japanese, and she's even better than him. The only difference is that he's really affected mentally by what he does, and she seems to enjoy it. She likes it. She enjoys what she does, and it's basically the story of him kind of falling in love with her, and her telling you can't love me, man. That's not good until something really, and I cannot talk about it because that will ruin the book. There's something happens that completely changes everything that was coming before and everything that's going to happen afterwards.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's something that let's say it's really uncomfortable, and it involves nudity, it involves sex, and I wish I could say involves rape in this point, but it doesn't. It's you know when you want to say like rape would be better. Yeah, rape would be better in this case, and yeah,
that's a good selling point. I mean,
yeah,
I would include rape in my book if I could.
No,
I've only heard Alan Moore say that actually.
Yeah, I don't go that into that. It's only applied. I don't have a lot of sex scenes, but that sex scene is gonna be like, I'm not even kidding, like around 20 pages, because if the main it's crazy. If the main character is being forced to see it, you're gonna be forced to see it, and you're gonna be as uncomfortable as the main character is, and you want to just run through it, and it's gonna change everything. Really
That's
cool.
that's the like the rape scene in that movie. What was it called? Irreversible. In which
Oh,
that
yeah,
is
this
yeah,
this guy
that's
rapes Monica Bellucci for like 9 minutes, and you're like, holy shit!
just
Why am I subjecting myself to this?
yeah, it's a good movie, but you're like, what is this?
I
And
mean,
then
I think that was the point, right? I mean, if the character
no,
is
it was
enjoying it, you should endure it too.
it
And you're like,
was
oh,
it was definitely the point, is to make you feel like awful, because it's an awful thing, right? But it's cool, and he just gets along with one pretty cool thing. It's not really a spoiler. I don't give a crap. The guy that he kills, that guy that I said in with a sniper, that is runs the mob. He goes back into the mob, and he hides in there, he says. And the new guy, the new head of the mob, is like, yeah, I'm gonna give you protection, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be the boss now. So yeah, I'm gonna get you a doctor, I'm gonna give you whatever you want. And it's gonna be like a Neo situation. What do you need? I need lots of guns. That's what I need, because now I'm gonna go off for revenge. And as you can see, it's really shitty school, where there's another page. If you can see, there's like a condom on top of a of a sign of the class, and he's just a loner. As you can see, he just keeps himself. He doesn't talk, because he has trouble communication. I used to have that as a kid. I used to have a problem talking, thanks to my autism and depression. So I put that in my in the character. It helps to make it more real, because it comes from experience. Write what you know. So in fact, he doesn't say anything until like the third chapter. You have monologue, you have narration from him, but he doesn't speak, because he can't. He's like the biggest struggle in his life is to talk to anyone. He's like, so there's no much of a quips. He's like Ryan Gosling in any Ryan Gosling movie. He's like, in Drive, especially in Drive, there's something behind the eyes. He's not, that guy. He doesn't talk, but that he can kill you in a second if he wants to. That's the kind of guy. In fact, he killed a guy with a toothbrush. That's like a thing. John Wick killed a guy with a pencil. That guy killed 3 people with a toothbrush. Yeah.
Well, that's the word I was thinking, trying to think. Minimalistic. This kind of undercurrent in Japanese art, and especially in manga. So these stories sometimes is quite a few pages, quite a few. With no dialogue, and everything is just a story by motion. Story by movement, and and obviously the characters usually have those sort of deficiencies and those problems, and it's about, like I said, it's about the human condition mostly.
Yeah, it's a very big thing in Japan. The people that just shut-ins. They even have a name. I don't know. I don't even gonna try to pronounce it. But they're shut-ins.
We were talking about that the other time. Remember, Canales? I think we knew the name of those guys, isn't it? We were talking about that once.
It's a big problem. They just
sharing your pinups. Sharing your pinups as you were talking.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I've been saying it during the evening, and I'll say it again.
That's for that was for Adam Lawson. That one.
Okay.
In the 80s.
Oh,
yeah. That's for him. One of my first commissions, actually. He's been kind to me. I've done like 4 commissions for him already. But yeah, like you were saying, that was the biggest struggle for me. No, not really struggle, but I changed. That's why I redraw a bunch of pages to let them breathe. I don't give a damn how many pages it's gonna be. Right now, I need to let the characters breathe, and manga has a lot of that. It freezes time, and it shows a lot of things that can happen in just 1 second.
Yeah, I noticed that when reading Gantz, for example, I've noticed that they will like stretch a whole scene for like 3-4 pages, so you could appreciate the action or whatever it was, like like throwing a punch. the author would like draw the same punch. The guy punched the face from 3 different angles, and really drive it home. Yeah.
A moment can take like 4 pages, just a second. Just it's a thing that manga does that very well. As like, let's talk about influences. Guns again. It's seinen. It's Guns is amazing. Masamune Shiro is my biggest. Sometimes I'm afraid that I emulate him too much. Masamune Shiro and Otomo from Akira. Ghost in the Shell.
Rip him off. Him off. That's what Quentin Tarantino says, and if it works for him, it works for us all. You're ripping him off, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, that is true. I have this idea that I've talked about on Twitter, that since this manga is so big, it's gonna be like several volumes, and manga volumes are like 300 pages, as you guys know. It's gonna be at least 4 or 5 volumes. I'm thinking of doing a one shot, a quick one shot, and this one is gonna be like, just like you said, Canales, it's gonna have influences. I'm not even gonna try to hide them. Who cares? Nothing has to be super original.
I mean, everyone steals from people they love. I mean,
yeah, that's
even
true.
Lovecraft steals from people.
If you watch a Tarantino movie, you can actually tell shots from other movies. That's the thing he does, and I don't care. It's gonna be basically Death Wish, a mix of Death Wish with John Wick. Basically, this one shot manga that I'm thinking about, just 200 pages, 200, 250. Thank you for showing those pages. I didn't give you any action pages, so yeah, I do a lot of lines in action, a lot of movements. Again, manga, yeah, black and white with screen tones. None of the pages I gave you I have screen tones. Actually, IMA, is that the name?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing it correctly? Yeah, you should definitely do a black and white version of your book, because those pages were amazing. The first pages that Lewis was, when the line art is clean, just it doesn't need color. That's my opinion. That's how I see things. If the line art is really good, color is just a distraction sometimes. That's why Canales always with black and white. I love it.
Oh, thank you. I was going to say, so my art needs color, right?
No, man. I love it. No, I really like your stuff. Again, my favorite book of yours was The Abductables. I freaking love it. It was one of the best books.
Yeah, it was also one of my favorite books. No, it's okay. It's the lag. We're all suffering of some kind of delay here, often mentally.
Yeah.
No, it was also my favorite book to work on. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys backed it. It was one of my favorite books that I've received from campaigns, actually. It was really good. It was a fun story. The art also fun. Good plot twists. Yeah, I like plot twists in the stories. I don't like when... I like to throw softballs at people. Like, you're thinking you're watching a cute romance between 2 characters, and then something awful happens. And it turns people completely into the base. Yeah, but right now I'm just trying to survive this fight. That's why I'm doing commissions more than working on the manga, unfortunately. A lot of people...
you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, that's the life of an artist.
Yeah, that's a lot. But I actually wish I could work on a short story for someone. I wanted to try to do someone else's script, see if I can do that. That's a challenge that I want to try, because everything I don't have scripts. I don't write scripts for my books. I know exactly what's gonna happen, so I just draw it. I don't have I have memorized everything. It's a challenge I want to do. So I want to try again with a short story. I don't want to go 40 pages or something for someone and then it doesn't work. So better between 5 and something. It's the best. Some perfectly with boobs, right, Canales? That's my thing. Boobs.
Well, I have not as much experience as you clearly do in boobs, because again, Basques reproduce through spores. I'm trying my best.
No, man. I draw some good boobs, if I can say so. It's about it's the biggest difference between American and manga. It's the boobs. That's one thing
it's the physics of the boobs.
Of the boobs,
the American boobs are like really round, and they don't really feel gravity. But Japanese boobs like kind of move and hang, and that's I think that's amazing.
Exactly. American boobs look like boob jobs, like every character has faked it.
Yeah.
While American, they don't mind, like Japanese, they don't mind doing sagging. Yeah, they do not afraid of.
That's the word. That's the word, sagging. You perfectly described
sagging, it. Exactly. A basketball versus a water balloon.
It's only the sag.
I have to time out YouTube perverts here.
Sorry.
Because I still want to pitch Russ' book one more time. He's got funded just last week. I mean, but back to Pedro. So there's no kill like overkill, right? So we're talking about a thick manga, well, proper manga. No, I was going to say manga style, but proper manga volume. To start off, and you're still working at it. It's a complicated process, obviously. I mean, it's great to hear the enthusiasm coming from you from all this process. And like you were saying, it's going to be a tough story. But again, I say it again, and the same with MA and everyone else. That's what indies are for. You want to put a real story out there that comes from a personal experience, and you want to put everything into it, and you want to test, and you want to try, and that's the beauty of it. That's really what we're here for, and that's why we really need to put these things out there and get them to people, into people's hands. So when you think you actually will have something from us, because obviously I bring people here that I really dig the art, so I'm passionate about whatever you guys are doing, and I really want to see it. I want to see it in physical form, especially physical form. I have nothing to do with digital comics, unless just to see Canales is doing the beautiful gnome girl that we'll get here in a second. So, but when you think this is going to be done, then?
Like an actual first volume, maybe next year, if everything goes well.
Right?
Yeah,
when
maybe
in the summer,
maybe final of next year, unless, like I've said, I make it like a pin on that Magnus Opus, like you said, is a big project, and I do a one shot. If I start working on that one shot, maybe I can pull it out faster. That Death Wish kind of revenge story. They raped my girlfriend. Now I'm gonna kill everybody involved. Kind of a Death Wish. It really, I love old movies, and Death Wish is really Charles Bronson. It's I don't know. I don't know how old people are in this chat, but I'm over 30, and I really like old movies and old movies, exactly. But like I said, if I do that one shot, it's about 200 pages. I can probably have it summer next year if I start with it. Yeah, it's just beginning, middle, and end, just to make my name, just to have a campaign, just to go on streams, to have my name out, so people get more excited for There's No Kill Like Overkill, which is my my baby. So
I mean, this is your first time on a stream, so hopefully this has motivated you a little bit, because I really like to see this full story and get on, get on it, and see what it's all about. In the meanwhile, here on the screen, hopefully everyone can see this. Only death can save us. So this is our final guest. Well, not the final guest. You were the second one in, I think, or third one in. But got Russ Leach, obviously, here, the man with the clearest audio after me. Scott here, only death can save us. You were here. I think it was last week. You pitched it. Right. We saw and heard clearly. But in the meanwhile, you got funded. You weren't funded back then yet, and I think.
No, I wasn't. No, I got funded a couple of days ago. Just all the books in here tonight have been fabulous. I'm not. I'm a bit older than 30. I'm not au fait with manga. I love the art of it, and the artistry in that work was brilliant. Really, really good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
Yeah, I have to apologize. I didn't actually share the best of Pedro. Actually, I have seen some other great budgets. I just haven't got around to it. But carry on.
Yeah, but yeah, I got funded this week, so really pleased with that. Thanks to everyone for helping out. And yeah, I'm into stretch goal territory now. So
yes, about that. So the stretch goal. So can we get that hardbound then? I really want to see this in a hardbound.
I'd really love to do it in hardbound, but I mean, if I garner that kind of attention, then yeah, you never know. Maybe, but I'm at the whim of backers. So if people love it, back it, and if I go far enough, yeah, I'll put it into hardback.
Okay, so I'm scrolling down, not because I don't want to show the art, although we did a nice showcase of this last week. And again, I always have to push our viewers to go and check the back catalog of streams. It's always that's the most important thing.
I just gotta say that's so 90s.
Yeah,
even
I mean,
from the coloring, everything looks amazing.
Russ is full old school here, man.
Yeah, it really looks old school, and old school is always better in my opinion. Yeah, and I also love the title. I like big titles. Only that can save us. That's awesome. All my titles are actually kind of big. That's also my thing.
Somebody get your teeth round.
Russ's lines, or these kind of lines, they occupy a special place in my heart, So
thank you.
Like you say, old school.
The coloring is the coloring is also very, very old school. Is awesome.
That's what I wanted to bring. No, it didn't seem that at least very many people were doing it. It's something I love, so I thought I'd bring it on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I scroll all the way to the bottom just to see if you have your stretch goals here.
There they are.
There we go.
So I'm sharing at the moment a screen for you, so you can see this a bit better if you want to.
Oh, perfect! I was about to zoom in, so let me just.
We can go through, or
just let me come out of this and share your screen. There we go. Beautiful.
Okay, so that's by 6 a.m. Comics, and that's going to be a fabric patch that you can get. I think that's 5, but it's up at 9K. So the first 4 are postcards. It's a postcard set of the 4 horsemen. This one comes as soon as it was funded, so straight away you get this straight away. The next one, I'm more than 50% towards it, and that's war. The next one up is famine, and then comes death himself. So you get a 4 postcard set, which I think might look quite nice, mounted and framed, actually. And the 6, like I say, the 6 a.m. patch, that looks really cool. That's the poster that I've done, but you can buy that in one of the perks. So I'll stop sharing there. So those are those. There's also if we get to 15, I've got Spot UV that I want to put on the cover. Obviously, that would be circumvented if I went all the way to big numbers and had a hardcover. But I've got Spot UV in there. I've also got a 5-page backup story. If I get to 20K, I'll put another story in. So you'll end up getting pretty much a 100-page book. And in between there as well, what I've also got, which I haven't inked yet, but I'll get that done in readiness, another black and white A4 ink print by me this time rather than a guest artist.
Actually, I'm thinking of doing something like this. Small stretch goals, like when you got your 5,750, 650, actually I'm actually gonna make it a little bit short, like for every 500 square. I think on doing this, like include a card, collectible card, because people are into that. I gotta say I dig it as well, so why not, especially because
sorry to interrupt, but I gotta go because
sorry, let me just stop sharing here for a second. Do you have your girls still here anywhere?
My girl, you mean?
Yeah, the gnome girl. So I
The
can
gnome.
The one that
gnome.
the one that I drew, you mean? Not my
Yes.
girl, because I'm
Your girl.
so wonderfully,
They're all yours, yeah?
single.
That one's in a kitchen. She knows her place.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
lovely.
she-
That's just such gorgeous artwork.
Right.
Really nice.
So much thickness. Don't we all love
Uh,
the thickness of it?
You know what I really like, Canales, is the fact that it's digital, but it still looks like your normal art.
Yeah.
Because
I just don't know how.
no, but sometimes there's a big difference. I can't draw digital to save my life. If someone put a gun to my head, I'll die because I can't. Even all I do digitally is screen tones, and if my hands didn't shake, I would do it traditionally, like they do with the scalpel and all that. But but I look at this; it looks like like you drawn this on paper. It has a texture,
Thank you.
like Mike was saying that it misses from digital. One thing I don't know if any of you, that's probably Berserk. I don't know if you know that manga.
Yeah.
It's really big. The latest chapters he turned digital art, and you can tell. And I don't like it as much.
Sometimes the transition isn't that good, but I guess it's still on the artist, because
of course.
I try to mimic the feeling of, again, I said at the beginning of the stream, that for me drawing is almost tactile, so I try to replicate the feeling when it's digital. Otherwise, it doesn't look like my art.
So just before Canales goes, that's our gnome girl. But obviously, let me just share now the actual reference, primary reference photo that was used for this particular kind of character. There we go. That's the lady model.
Oh man, so much thickness.
So let's give a round of applause to this lady here, as she served as model for this beautiful gnome girl. It's very important. Let's give credit where credit is due. Okay,
praise Our Lady of Thickness.
There we go. So now you're free to go.
Thank you. I was getting angry already. I mean, hungry, not angry. Well, see you guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, man. See you.
Bye.
Okay.
Well, that's it. It concludes this for today. I mean, actually, let me just go back here on Only Death Can Save Us, just in case there was still something to share here. We were just looking at the stretch goals, right? And they pretty much go all the way to the bottom to the one you mentioned there. This one here with the embroiled batch and the art print, which you had explained this to me the previous week, because you're going to be offering a few of your pages actually done traditionally as one of the perks.
That's right. Yeah, one of the perks is some traditional work. Most of the stuff I do is digital these days. But much like Pedro was saying, and Canales, I always try to make it feel like the real thing, and I just approach it as another tool. So
that's why for me sometimes it's difficult to tell,
by looking at it, I wouldn't tell it was all digital. It really looks old school, like drawn on paper.
Thank you. I mean, I've just got a quick one here. If you want a quick look at this, so you can see the black and white. So that's like
I've seen this before. I love this.
Yeah,
it's pages, isn't it? I love it.
Exactly.
So it's just the way that I do it is very, very, very much with the brush in mind. So
the texture.
It's the texture. Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
Well, I'll eventually get to digital, but for the time being, I'm still a traditional guy. But it's gonna take time. I think. I don't know. I think you were telling me last week that the transition for you was kind of smooth, wasn't it, from traditional to digital?
Yeah, it was fairly smooth. It took me a while to get to grips with brushes and stuff, but picking out the right tools. But now I use a tool for smoothing. I use the base brushes in Clip Studio. And it all just works really, really well. And your dog can't eat your work, and you can't spill coffee on it and stuff like that. So that's the advantage.
And like Rob Willis is doing great inked work, and then he's got 5 kids, and one of them spilled prune juice all over it.
I've seen that on Twitter, man. It hurt. Seeing that tweet, it really hurt.
It stings. It stings. Okay, guys, it's time to go. Thank you very much for coming. You're the last reminding everyone had to jump ship eventually. Obviously, they are still halfway through the day, like Stephanie, which is in São Paulo, and it's the middle of the afternoon still there. And Amy, obviously, she had to go as she has to work early, as she was mentioning. So down to the three of us. But thanks very much for coming. It was a great stream.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Good for Pedro to come along and show off his work. Finally.
Cherry. Thank you.
And Russ.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Russ, we're gonna have to wait for those 30K to do a hardbound, isn't it?
Yeah. But you never know. You never know.
I need that. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the broadcast now. Thank you for everyone that came and watched.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. And thanks,
bye-bye.
everyone.
And just subscribe to the channel and like this stream. And I'll see you again very soon for a special, another special live stream where I'm going to have the indie creators responsible for a heck of a graphic novel called Ad Astra. And if the name is familiar, it's not just because, well, it is a familiar Latin expression, but also because it's the name of a recent movie starring Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones. And there might be a bit more than just a title similarity between the two. So if you want to know more about that, join me probably next week or the week after for that special interview with the creators of Ad Astra. We'll obviously announce it when the time is close. And we will also have another When Gnomes Attack stream probably in the middle of the month, but for sure on Halloween, right at the end of the month, where we're going to bring another panel of indie creators that most of you must know. And if not, well, you're going to get to know them. So until then, have a very good day or evening or night, whatever the case may be. And we'll see you again. Bye-bye.